You certainly don't want to be like this guy when it comes to testing your code. A good programmer will always test his code before moving it out to production. A very good programmer will always write automated test in order to perform the testing. Python offers three basic frameworks for writing automated test: unit test, nose, and pytest. Among three, pytest is the best. We are not going to cover why it is the best. You can simply Google it. But if you are interested in learning how to write your first pytest based unit test in Python, then keep watching. I have this Python code which has two methods, and these are two pretty basic methods. One function is doing the sum of two numbers and the other one is doing a multiplication, and I would like to write the unit test for these two functions. So the first thing I'm going to do is install pytest. So for this, go to your command prompt and install pytest using pip. You can just run pip install pytest. I'm having some problem in installing this. This will happen if your Python installation folder doesn't have write permissions. So you can easily fix that by going to your Python installation. So you should know where your Python is installed. So in my case, it is C program files. And if I look for Python, this is the directory where it is installed. And here I will go to properties, security, go to all users, edit the permission, and in the edit permission again go to users and give all users a write permission. So once you give the write permission, it's modifying the permission on all these directories and files, and after that my installation is going to work. So it now installed pytest correctly. Now what I will do is I will go to the directory where my Python code is. So here my Python code is in C code py. So let me go to that directory. So C code py unit test, you can see it here. I am in that directory, and now I'm going to create a file for my unit test. Now always remember that, okay, so let me create that file from here. Now always remember that you have to have a prefix of test underscore for your unit test file. So I'll just call it test underscore mathlib. Okay, and here I'm going to now write the unit test for these two functions. Okay, so let me first import the mathlib, and then my first unit test will be test underscore calculate total. So I am testing this method calculate total. So I'm just calling it test underscore. Now pytest is using some discovery rules to find out these test cases, and one of the discovery rule is to look for a prefix which has test underscore. So I always give test underscore prefix to all my test function and test underscore prefix to my test file as well. Okay. So here I'll say mathlib dot calc total. That's the name of my method. So you see this mathlib file calc total. So calc total is this function which takes two arguments. So I'm passing 4 and 5. Okay, you can pass any numbers here. This is your unit test, so it could be any number, and you will capture the output in total, and then to verify total you will use a assert statement. So you will say assert total should be 9. Okay, now you will write your second test for multiply, and the result here is mathlib dot calc multiply. And you expect your result to be 30 because 10 into 3 is 30. So now I have written my unit test. Now I'm going to execute these tests. So go to your directory here. So I'm in my Python directory here, and all right, let me go there first. And then there are two ways you can execute your unit test using pytest. Number one is python -m pytest. If you just run this command, what it is going to do is it is going to recursively go into all the files and subdirectories, and it is gonna look for any file which has test underscore prefix, and that in that file it is going to execute all the tests which has test underscore prefix in front of the name of that method. Okay, so let's just execute this. Cool. So here it is saying mathlib has no attribute multiply. Okay, so maybe I did, okay, calc multi, okay, I have misspelled that function name here, so I'm going to fix it. And if I run it again, see, it is saying that my two tests passed. Okay, second way of running this test is simply type in py.test. So when you say, okay, let me scroll this here. Okay, so py.test, when you do that, it's gonna say two tests passed in 0.01 second. Okay, if you want to see a detailed output, there is -v command, which means verbose. When you do that, it will actually list down your test name and whether it passed or failed. Okay, now let's say due to some reason, some stupid programmer came here and he modified your code and he screwed it up like this. So where you're saying calculate total, instead of doing summation, let's say he put this minus. Okay, so what's gonna now happen is when you run your test, the test is gonna fail. So it will say test calc total fail because of whatever reason, and you will go there and debug it. Okay, so here your actual result came out to be -1 because 4 minus 5 is -1, and your expected result was 9. So then you will go and fix this code. Okay, so you now see the benefit of writing this unit test. So again, to just go over test discovery rule, it will look for all the files and method which has test underscore prefix. Let's say you don't have test underscore prefix here, and let's see what happens. So I remove test from here. When you run your test now, see, it's not discovering anything here because it just goes by the prefix. If you don't have that prefix, it's not gonna find it. Now test underscore is not the only rule. There are some other rules also. I'm not aware of all those rules. You can just Google pytest test discovery rules and it will list all the rules. There are certain other, I think, suffixes or file extensions that you can use. You don't need to use only test underscore, but I find this very convenient. That's why I'm using it. Okay. Another thing is your file name should also have test underscore. So let's see what if it doesn't have test underscore. So I'm just going to remove. So now it's not test underscore, and see what will happen. So when I run my test again it's not discovering it because I removed that test prefix from my file name. Okay, once I have test here, is gonna work. Okay. All right, so this was a short introduction on pytest. There are many other interesting aspects that we would like to cover, but we will do that in the future video. Until then, Thank you and goodbye.